In example 2, we have Salima. She's working as a lifeguard and a swimming instructor. She earns about $2,400 per month. Okay, so her average monthly expenses are here. So here's the average. She's researched some spending guidelines, and they give a recommendation of how much income you should spend on each category. So we need to look at what changes need to be made so that Salima's spending falls within the guidelines. So let's remember, this is out of $2,400. We're going to figure out how much each one of these is percentage-wise. So let's remember here, I'm going to do the same thing for each one. So remember again, our percent over 100 is equal to the part over the whole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, for example, for this one, I'm looking for the percent, so x over 100 is equal to 760 over the whole. Her whole income is 2,400. And so x is going to be equal to 760 divided by 2,400 times 100, or 760 times 100 divided by 2,400. This is probably how you're used to doing it. You divide the part by the whole and then multiply by 100. Remember, it doesn't matter if you multiply or divide first in this situation. So this is what I'm going to do for each one of these to find out what percent it is. So let's do that. So 760 divided by 2,400 times 100 is equal to, and this is 30, we'll just round to the nearest percent, so 32%. Remember, you should be doing each of these calculations on your own as well, just to get used to doing them and make sure that you're getting the same answers. So let's see, utilities, 140 divided by 2,400 times 100 is equal to, this is 5.8%, so we'll go 6%. Food is 400 divided by 2,400, and then times 100, and that gives me 16.66 repeating, so 17%. Transportation, so 175 divided by 2,400 times 100 is 7.29, so we'll just call that 7%. 200 divided by 2,400 times 100, 8.3%, so we'll call that 8. 200 again for clothing divided by 2,400 times 100 is 8.3% again, obviously. Silly me, not paying attention. If they're the same, they're going to be the same. 180 divided by 2,400 times 100 is 7.5%. Why don't we just call it 7.5%? And then 345 divided by 2,400 times 100, and that's going to give me 14.3%, so 14%. That would really round up to 8%. So let's compare these to the guidelines here. So housing should be between 25 and 35%. That checks out. Let's change color here just for something different. So that checks out. 6% is good. Food, oh, that seems a little high. So food should be between 5 and 15%. She's spending $400 a month. So that's a little high. Then we've got transportation should be 7%, that's 5 to 15. Entertainment should be 5 to 10. She's spending entertainment 8%. Clothing should be 2 to 5. Clothing she's spending 8, so this is a little high too. Savings should be 5 to 15%, and she's on the low end, but she's still within there. And then other, she's got 40%, and here we've got 5, so this is a little high too. So I'm guessing if she's spending $400 on food in a month, she's going out quite a bit to eat. She's not just going buying groceries and making herself food. So for $400 a month, she can definitely cut back there. Clothing probably doesn't need $200 worth of clothing a month. She's not super high on that, but she is still on the high side. And then other, she can definitely cut back on. So what changes need to be made so that they fall within the guidelines? Well, Salima should cut back on food costs. so eat out less. Okay, because if you're going to a restaurant, they charge you at least 4 times as much as that food costs so that they can pay their own expenses. So you can make, you could probably easily spend $150 on food a month and make it by quite nicely. So she can definitely cut back on her food costs there. We also said clothing was high. She needs to spend less on clothing. Of course, there's a few ways that can be done. Just buy fewer items of clothing. Maybe look for clothes that are on sale. She could even go to a secondhand store, buy stuff there. Often you can get stuff basically brand new for cheap. So there's different ways she can do that. And then other cut back on her miscellaneous expenses. So we don't know what those are. It doesn't say. It might be just buying random things here and there. But 14% is definitely much higher than what it should be. So those are some recommendations there. What is the maximum Salima should be spending on food per month? Well, we look at this. The maximum would be 15%. So 15% of 2,400. So 15% is how much out of 2,400? Or like I said, maybe you're used to doing 2,400 times 0.15. It's exactly the same thing, okay? So here I'm going to do 15 times 2,400 divided by 100. 15 divided by 100 is 0.15, so 0.15 times 2,400, which equals, so 15 times 2,400 divided by 100 is $360. So Salima should spend no more than $360 per month. And she certainly can eat quite well off of $360 per month. I'm assuming she's on her own because they don't talk about anything otherwise.